Triss's Trains and Travels asks, what has been your favorite catch so far this year? Probably catching number 40 at the Georgetown Loop. Buffalo 716 Railran asks, what is your favorite locomotive and horn? My favorite locomotive, diesel-wise, is the standard and wide cab -8, and my favorite horn is the M5. Crystal on 8BT asks, when will engines of CSX return, and what will be the next locomotive covered? The next locomotive covered will be the SD70 Ace, and it'll be very, very soon. Devin Noel 6444 asks, also, what is your favorite railroad? My favorite is CSX. My favorite railroad is the Louisville-Nashville. Bunny Boy 2005 asks, how are you doing? I am dead inside. The Kentucky Rail Fan, a good friend of mine, asks, what is your favorite catch of 2023 or 2022? My favorite catch of 2022 was probably the time there was a back-to-back freight train at Folkestone. My favorite catch of 2023 is seeing number 40 at the Georgetown Loop. What are your opinions on the RJ Corman SD70Ms? I like them a lot. I haven't seen him yet, but when I go back home in Kentucky, I'll be able to see him. I will miss the tunnel motors, though. Is the CNO and TP based, but not as much as the CC subdivision? What are you planning to do after the Army? I plan to work for the railroad. What was your favorite moment with friends? I know you'd ask this question. Probably my favorite moment was when we just goofed off at Folkestone, and we had a bonfire, roasted marshmallows when the trains were rolling in the background, the sun was setting. It was just a great time. I'd go back to Folkestone in a heartbeat. But Fostoria was also a very great time too. PA Central Rail Fan 145 asks, what is your favorite railroad of all time besides the L&N? It'd either have to be between the Central of Georgia and the Pennsylvania Railroad. Astro Rail Photography asks, what are your thoughts on precision scheduled railroading? I'll let Oversimplified explain.
Government officials? Throw them in the trash. Bad infrastructure? Throw it in the trash. Women's rights? Throw them in the trash.
JLA 9172 asks, what is your favorite GE locomotive and why? That would be the standard and wide cab -8 because it is an icon among modern diesel locomotives. What is your favorite steam locomotive? My favorite steam locomotive has to be the 284 class Berkshires. So that would be like Nickel Plate Road 765, Père Marquette 1225, the L&N Big Emmas, you get the idea. And what is your favorite EMD locomotive? My favorite EMD locomotive has to be either the EMD E8 or the SD70 Ace. Aiden White 2838 asks, what do you think about the L&N Heritage unit from CSX? I love it. It's easily my favorite out of the fleet so far. Kentucky Rail Fan asks, what is your favorite type of horn? My favorite horn is the Nathan M5. Reels 9941, an old World of Tanks friend of mine, asks, are you still active in World of Tanks Blitz, including clan and training rooms? I play that stuff in real life now, man. I play tier 11. No, I don't really play World of Tanks Blitz anymore. I hop on maybe once or twice per month just to kind of see how things are going and maybe platoon with my old buds. But I don't really play Blitz anymore. You know, when I have a PC, I can play War Thunder, World of Tanks PC, or Train Simulator, Minecraft, you know. World of Tanks Blitz is kind of taking the backseat, but I still enjoy the game and I still have plenty of good memories, and I hop on a training room once in a while. And as to the clan, it hasn't really been touched in a while, so yeah. I don't want to mispronounce your name, sorry, asks, neither if you like or don't like what CSX is doing with their heritage fleet, if you somehow had the power to improve them, what would you do? Paint the whole unit. Hutchinson, Kansas City Firefighter Rail Fan asks, what made you get into rail fanging and YouTube? Well, I've always loved trains as a kid, and I've always wanted to upload YouTube videos of trains. And when I moved to Richmond, Kentucky in 2020, you know, the rail line was right in my backyard, so one day I just went out and I saw my first train, which was an RJ Corman ingot train being led by 5361. Jackson the Rail Fan asks, what happened in the events that led you up to now? Well, I graduated high school and joined the Army. When did you get into the Army? I enlisted in the Army way back in April of 2022, and I went to basic training on August 31st, and I graduated basic on November 18th, and I graduated tank school on March 2nd. What are your favorite heritages? My favorite heritage unit from UP is the Rio Grande. From NS, it'd have to be the either New York Central or Wabash. And CSX, it'd have to be 1850. And for those of you asking, what about the CN units? I guess the BC Rail. Pensy Railfan 19 asks, favorite L&N paint scheme? Easily the black and cream Hummingbird paint scheme. Favorite CSX engine on the all-time roster? That's a good question. It's between three. CSX 3194, CSX 1850, and CSX 169. Because that was my first ever big CSX locomotive. If you were to restore 3 passenger routes along the former L&N trackage, which ones would they be? I'm a bit selfish. It'd have to be the ones that ran through my hometown of Richmond. So those would be the routes for the Georgian, the Pan Am, and the Dixie Flyer. Alex Stansbury asked, if you were given the ability to paint your own kind of heritage or honorary unit by CSX, what would it be? It'd probably be like a small fleet of 10 locomotives ranging from SD40s, GP38s with original L&N heritage, all the way up to like rebuilt flared Max and CSX Gevos painted up in the L&N Hummingbird paint scheme. Do you like the Dash 8s or AC44 CWs more? And which do you think is better? I like the Dash 8s more, but I think the AC44s are a lot better when it comes to traction power and overall performance. Ian Terry asks, what is your favorite UP Heritage unit? The Rio Grande. What is your dream career? What I do right now, being a tanker in the U.S. Army. And what do you like about being in the military? I love doing tank things. You know, when I can drive the tank, when I can load the tank, when the tank fires. You know, it's just awesome being able to do tank things. Everything else about the Army, though, you know, I just have to get through it. You know. History asks, I was wondering what made you want to create a YouTube channel and make content. Well, I always wanted to upload train videos, and ever since I moved to Richmond, I was able to do that. Now, I want to shout out a few channels while we're here. Starting off with Alex Stansbury. So, if you guys don't know, Alec is a small but growing YouTuber, and he has actually been reacting to my Engines of CSX series, which has honestly been pretty cool to see. I never would have thought someone who made reaction videos to my stuff, but here we are, and it's honestly amazing to see, you know, his reactions live, and it gives me a lot of motivation, and some of his stuff's actually pretty cool, so please check him out. Next up is the CNO Railfan. He actually made my channel logo, and he's really awesome to work with. He deserves all the subscribers, and I think he's a great guy. He actually has been working on a small project with, I think, an HO scale GP of some kind, and it looks pretty good. So check him out. PA Central Railfan. Seems pretty cool. I watched some of his videos, and he's a really nice guy, so check him out. Railfan 132. I love watching his videos. He's always commenting on my videos, and he gives me really good feedback, and I just love talking with him, so make sure to check him out. History for Everyone Productions. He introduced me to a server with Pensy Fan and a bunch of YouTubers, and he's always been there, you know, if I need help, or if, you know, he wants, or if I need help with something, he's always there, and some of the stuff he uploads is really cool, and he's very passionate about his YouTube channel, and I think he deserves way more subscribers, because he's honestly a great person. So go ahead and feel free and give him a look. Rails of Kentucky. Ethan, if you're watching this video, man, you deserve what's coming to you, man. Rails of Kentucky is one of my closest friends, along up there with Aiden. I have been on countless adventures with this man, and he is always such a fun guy to hang out with. He has some crazy catches on his YouTube channel, and he's been doing it longer than me, so he definitely deserves more subscribers than me. Shout out to you, and I hope everything's going well back home, man. Love you, and please check him out. The Kentucky Railfan. Another one of my close buds. I've been on a lot of adventures with him as well, and he's a really fun guy to hang out with. Him and his family have done a lot for me, and like with Ethan, he's gotten me really deep into the world of rail fanning, and without him, I don't think I would have gotten far. Same with Ethan, so check him out. Colton, another one of my really close rail fan buds. He honestly, one night when I was on military leave, we had a crazy night together along with Ethan, and he honestly has gotten a lot better from the first time I met him. He's a great guy, and I would absolutely recommend you guys check his stuff out. He uploads some crazy stuff. The Rector Railroad. He's a rail fan buddy of mine that I definitely want to go rail fan out with more. But he's also from Kentucky, and he's a big LNN rail fan like I am. And whenever me and him are together, we just geek out about the Louisville and Nashville. So he's a member of Kentucky's team as well. So he gets me pretty close up in there. But he's a great person. I'd recommend you guys check out his stuff. He definitely deserves more subs and love. But check him out. And with that, that is all I have for my 2K special. Keep a lookout for Engines of CSX ST78. I'm going to try to get that out for you guys as soon as possible. And I also want to give a shout out to you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. And, you know, if you made it this far, thank you for just being awesome. I couldn't have gotten this far without you guys. And I'm so glad to have every single one of you as my subscribers. So with that being said, stay safe, stay awesome, and see you out there on the high iron.